Hello, hi. Today we're going to learn topic 1, molecule of life consists of 5 hours. Okay, these are the overview. So we're going to look at 5 molecules: water, carbohydrate, lipids, protein, and nucleic acid. Alright, so water you have to be able to illustrate, meaning that you have to be able to draw and label the water, and then you need to state the properties of water. Properties mean characteristic. Okay, this is the structure of water molecule that you need to be able to illustrate. Water molecule consists of one oxygen atom and two hydrogen atoms. And each of these atoms has its own charge. So this is 2 delta negative, meaning that it has a partially negative charge. And on the right side of each hydrogen atom, you have delta positive. So delta positive means it has partially positive charge. Why it has partially? Because of the unequal sharing. Okay, elektron antara oksigen dan hidrogen dikongsi dengan tak sama, tak sekata. That is because the electron is located near the oxygen. Jadi elektron tu tidak share dengan sama. That cause the partially positive and partially negative charge. And oxygen bonded to hydrogen atom. So you have 2 hydrogen bond kat sini by covalent bond. Okay, by covalent bond. And the radius between the 2 hydrogen atom is 104.5. So this is the drawing of one complete water molecule. Okay, so you should memorize to draw it. Due to the negative, partially positive and partially negative charge, cause the water to be a polar molecule. Polar means having charge. So any molecule that has charge on its ion atom is going to be called polar molecules. Okay, so you can read those in the previous slide. Okay, this is the one water molecule that that I introduced earlier. So one water molecule can be bonded with hydrogen bond with 4 water molecule. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these are the 4 hydrogen bonds that connects between one water molecule in the center. So you make sure your drawing is right by make sure negative side facing the positive side of another atom of a different water molecule. Okay, so if you can see here, 2 delta negative, delta means partially, facing the partially positive of hydrogen. And this negative, because it has 2, so it has another side of the negative charge to face hydrogen positive side. Okay, same goes to the hydrogen partially positive facing the partially negative on the oxygen, and the same happen here. Alright, so in total you draw 5 water molecules, but actually one water molecule can bond with 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4. Sorry about that. So you have to differentiate between hydrogen bond and covalent bond. Covalent bond is within water molecule, dalam water molecule. Hydrogen bond between water molecule. Alright, so these are the properties of water. We have 6 high specific heat capacity, high latent heat of vaporization, low viscosity, high surface tension, maximum density at 4, and polar molecules. Okay, polar molecules is basically charged molecule. So any molecule that have charge, we call it hydrophilic or ionic substance, such as salt and sugar. Example, sodium chloride have its own charge, so it's going to be attracted to water. Any molecule that do not have charge, such as fats and oil, will not be attracted to water. So if you can see here, sodium has positive charge. It's going to attract the negative charge of the water. So all this water molecule will surround the sodium ion with positive charge. And this shape is called hydration or solvation shell. Okay. Alright, next is low viscosity. Okay, apa tu low viscosity? Viscosity adalah kepekatan. Okay, lagi tinggi viscosity, lagi pekat. So, oil, minyak, has high viscosity. Because bila awak nak tuang tu, dia macam susah nak turun, dia pekat. Tapi air, disebabkan dia very easy to flow, so it has low viscosity. So, kenapa water perlu ada low viscosity? Because it's essential in our body, for example. It's allow the blood to flow easily and then to pass all the nutrient, oxygen all over your body. And because of low viscosity, it can act as lubricant. Okay, so lubricant ni basically to reduce force. Contohnya dekat synovial fluid yang ada dekat lutut awak. Okay, so basically it's going to make sure your movement is smooth. Okay, dia akan kurangkan rintangan. Okay, as a lubricant. Lubricant ni maksudnya pelincir. Dia akan melincirkan movement dekat certain joint dalam badan awak. Okay. Okay, next. High specific heat capacity. Okay, high specific heat. Maksudnya awak nak naikkan suhu air tu, you need a lot of heat. Barulah suhu air tu boleh naik 1 darjah Celsius. Okay, so kalau panaskan air, memerlukan beberapa minit sebelum air tu naik daripada 1 darjah Celsius, 5 darjah Celsius sampailah 100 darjah Celsius. So it needs a few minutes. So it's hard to raise the water temperature. So kenapa water ada high heat specific heat? Sebab adanya hydrogen bond yang banyak. So hydrogen bond is very strong bond. Dan untuk make sure water tu suhu dia tinggi, awak kena overcome dulu. Kena supply banyak heat, barulah hydrogen bond tu boleh dipecahkan. Okay, so dia perlu absorb high amount of energy. So properties yang sesuai disebabkan example yang sesuai dengan properties ini is water can act as a coolant. Maksudnya water yang ada dalam, for example, your car engine can reduce the temperature of your car. So bila air ada dalam tu, heat daripada enjin tu akan lambat untuk menaikkan suhu air. So air dalam enjin kereta awak tu act as a coolant. Same goes to your body. Okay, you have to drink a lot of water to regulate your body temperature. Because of this, okay, large amount of heat needed to increase the water temperature. And another example, we have the ocean. Okay, important of high specific heat capacity ni. Earth is surrounded by oceans. So all the ocean akan absorb earth temperature dan regulate dengan control. Buffering ni dia control perubahan suhu bumi. Jadi it's allow organism yang hidup dekat dalam air tu supaya boleh hidup dengan baik lah. Okay, next, high latent heat of vaporization. Okay, maksudnya heat ataupun haba yang banyak diperlukan untuk tukarkan liquid daripada water, daripada cecair, liquid, kepada vapor. Okay, contoh yang paling mudah adalah peluh. Bila when you are sweating, what happen is heat from your body will be absorbed by the water, which is sweat. Okay, sweating, peluh dekat badan awak tu akan absorb water daripada dalam badan awak. That is going to break down the hydrogen bond dalam water tersebut. So, bila water punya hydrogen bond dipecahkan, water tu akan berubah daripada liquid menjadi vapor. So, ini akan bagi cooling effect kepada badan awak. Bila peluh tu dah kering, badan awak sebenarnya dah lepaskan heat daripada badan tu. Sebab heat daripada badan tu digunakan untuk pecahkan hydrogen bond pada water dan tukarkan kepada gas, vapor. Alright, next is high surface tension. Because of, again, hydrogen bond, the water has high surface tension. High surface tension ni disebabkan oleh cohesion and adhesion. Apa tu cohesion and adhesion? Cohesion and adhesion adalah cohesion, attraction between water and water, addition, water and something else. Okey, disebabkan daya tarik ini menyebabkan water boleh build up satu permukaan air yang kuat. Example adalah water strider. Water strider can walk on the surface of water. Sebab water kat bawah ni ada cohesion antara water dengan water, dan water dengan insect ni ada adhesion. So it can support any insect that small size on the surface of water. So ini adalah permukaan air yang atas ni kita panggil water film. Okay, dia macam satu lapisan nipis yang cukup kuat untuk support insect untuk berjalan dekat atas air. Okay, last but not least, maximum density at 4 degrees Celsius. So, water ni very special sebab dia ada hydrogen atom. Hydrogen bonds. So, bila suhu water 4 darjah Celsius, water akan mempunyai density yang paling tinggi. Density adalah ketumpatan. Okay, lagi tumpat air, dia akan berada di bawah. So, boleh tengok contoh ni. So, water yang ada kat bawah ni adalah 4 darjah Celsius. So, kalau dia 4 darjah Celsius, dia akan ada di bawah. Lebih tumpat. Okay, so 4 degrees Celsius, water will have its maximum density. Tapi, bila dia jadi ais bukan 4 darjah Celsius. Ais adalah kosong. So, ais mempunyai ketumpatan yang low, yang bukan maksimum. Sebab tu, ais akan floats, walaupun dia bentuk pepejal. This is because the volume is expanded. Okay, volume ais itu lebih besar daripada volume water dalam keadaan liquid. So, kalau awak tengok contoh kat sini, hydrogen bond dekat dalam ais lebih stable. Cuba tengok kat sini, semua bond itu cukup bonded kepada setiap water molecule. Berbanding dengan water dalam bentuk liquid, yang ni dan yang ni, di mana hydrogen bond tu akan sentiasa break and reform dengan water molecule yang lain. Jadi, volume dia akan lebih rendah dan menyebabkan ketumpatan dia lebih tinggi. Okay? So, the example, this allow the water aquatic organism boleh hidup dengan baiklah dekat dalam air. Boleh berenang, boleh cari makan sebabkan air berada dalam keadaan liquid. Okay? I think that's all for today. Thank you.